Good afternoon. Are we live? Are we live? It says we're live on my side there. Good afternoon. It's Angie from Oxylicious Ozone Therapy with the Come Alive at 5 series. Welcome to our second edition. It's week 2 and we are going to be discussing amazing benefits of ozone therapy. So I have dedicated my time for the next 8 weeks. We are on week 2 of just talking about the benefits of ozone therapy. Now, not a lot of you might not know about ozone therapy, so we thought doing a Come Alive at 5 series every Wednesday at 5 p.m. for the next 8 weeks, we are in week 2, would be a great way to share the message and bring ozone therapy to you live. Guys, if you have any questions, let's get stuck right into them and let's start with your questions. So, questions that have come through to me from my VIP group, where we manage and look after the franchises that run with Oxylicious Ozone Therapy and different ozone therapy that you may have used or experienced. This is an open chat and it is welcome. You are welcome to join. So today we are going to be discussing the many amazing benefits of ozone therapy. We're also going to do a quick Q&A, so if you have questions that you would like me to answer, you can answer them. We are going to run this chat for about 20 to 30 minutes, and anyone that has questions, please feel free to put your questions in the chats. Okay, so the first question that we are going to be covering today is, how does ozone therapy actually work? And what is ozone therapy? So let's start with, how does ozone therapy actually work? So there's 2 aspects to the question. The first aspect on how ozone therapy works is, if ozone therapy is a free radical scavenger, how does it work in the body? And how does it work? How do we actually make ozone therapy? How do we make ozone? So the first topic that we're going to cover is, how is ozone therapy made? So we make ozone therapy. Medical ozone is made through an oxygen tank. So we have the medical oxygen that runs at 99.9% oxygen, which runs through the ozone generator. And with the ozone generator, we can create ozone. How does ozone therapy work in the body? Okay, so we take ozone and we put it into the body. We either use it through steam or insufflation. With the steam, ozone is traveled into an ozone steam sauna capsule, and then the ozone infiltrates the body. The steam works as a catalyst. Now, once the ozone penetrates the body, transdermally if you're doing steam treatments, it comes into the body and it creates red blood cells. The red blood cells then carry oxygen through the body. So one healthy red blood cell will have 4 oxygen molecules and 1 iron molecule. So in order to make sure that the body is getting everything that it needs, you want to make sure that you're doing your ozone therapy regularly. Now, ozone therapy is absolutely amazing for sports professionals. Breaking down lactic acid helps with the repair and recovery programs. So whether you're doing ozone therapy as a maintenance program to maintain your healthy, well-balanced lifestyle with exercise, or whether you are doing it for more medical reasons, such as ailments in the body that need pain relief, inflammation relief, stress relief, anxiety relief, ozone therapy covers it all. So let's unpack the benefits of ozone therapy and how it actually causes and works in the body. So as we know, ozone therapy is a free radical scavenger. So when you take ozone and you put it into the body, it is this molecule. So oxygen is a paired molecule. When you have oxygen in the body, we know that is critical. We cannot live without oxygen. When you take oxygen and you put it through an ozone generator, the oxygen molecule is split, which means now you have O3. When you put O3 into the body, it's like supercharged oxygen. That unpaired electron, meaning that ozone is O3, oxygen is O2. So oxygen in the body, we all know what oxygen does in the body. When you add an unpaired electron to oxygen, what happens is it works as a free radical scavenger. What is a free radical? What is a free radical scavenger? Relax, we're going to explain all of that to you. Okay, so we have free radicals that rush around in our body that are pathogens, bacteria, that are things that are in the body that are not meant to be there and maybe causing us ailments in the body. So what ozone therapy does is it goes into the body. The O2 molecule is a secure, stable molecule, but because the O3 is unstable, it goes and looks for other unpaired electrons so that it can join with them and create oxygen molecules. So it's really a remarkable process that happens scientifically with ozone therapy. So now that you've got your ozone molecule in your body, your ozone molecule or ozone will last up to 72 hours in the body. Thank you, Joseph, that's great. Please feel free to ask questions, to share your comments. I can see them on the screen. So how does ozone therapy help with the red blood cells? Okay, so when we're talking about red blood cells, so to say that ozone floods your body with oxygen, a lot of people say that, yes, that's true, but ozone doesn't actually create oxygen in the body. What it does is it creates red blood cells, and the red blood cells then carry oxygen molecules through the body. Now, when we look at the red blood cells, if you have a look at your body and any cellular functions that are happening in your body, where there is an area in the body that is looking slightly blue or oxygen is not getting to that part of the body, hence the reason why the part of the body is looking blue, because it is filled with deoxygenated blood. So your veins, which are blue, carry the deoxygenated blood, and your arteries, which are red and pink, and you can see that when you look at your body, you can actually see your veins and what's your arteries, the color of the blood. Isn't that interesting? Now, what happens to capillaries and arteries that maybe you can spot on your body that are burst blood vessels, varicose veins, diabetes, parts of the body where the blood is no longer being able to get to. Blood becomes thick, and those red blood cells can no longer service the capillaries or arteries in the body. So what ozone therapy does is it helps get that viscosity of the red blood cell so that it can actually get to those cells, capillaries, and arteries in the body that have been starved from oxygen. So your red blood cell carries oxygen to the capillaries in the body that need it the most. So it goes to reason that if you use ozone therapy, it's going to serve those red blood cells are going to be able to get to those capillaries in the body. Now, what about if a person is on blood thinners? There's a number of different blood thinners that a person can be on. You would take extreme precaution. You would not take a client on that is on blood thinners and do ozone therapy with them. Why not? Isn't ozone therapy safe for everyone at any time? No, you cannot do ozone therapy. It is contraindicated if you are on blood thinners. So if you wanted to do ozone therapy and your client, that's why it's really important that if you are an ozone therapist practicing ozone therapy, before you take any clients on, that you have a full medical history. As a part of ozone therapy, we like to focus on health and wellness. So we focus on well people and we look at what is happening inside of their body. We do a full wellness assessment on them. We help guide you through the process, explaining to you that ozone is not a quick fix. If you're coming to do ozone therapy and you're suffering with inflammation or pain or arthritis and you're still on the well side of the category when it comes to wellness, wellness is without illness. You are still able to go to the gym. You are still able to do live normally. The minute you are not able to live normally and your health is compromised, you are not going to take that person on. You're going to save it for the medical professionals, unless you are a doctor practicing ozone therapy. So I hope that helps. How does red blood cell work in the body? Okay, we have a really good question that's come up. Okay, now this is one that we did touch on briefly. How does ozone therapy help with inflammation? Okay, so inflammation is the good, the bad, and the ugly. So we don't always like to see inflammation on the body if you get stung by a bee, if you go and spend too much time in the sun and your skin is sunburnt and you're pink and inflamed. It's not necessarily a bad thing. So each cell in the body has a vibrational spin. Okay, so you have trillions and trillions of cells in the body. Now each cell in the body has a vibrational spin of 90 millivolts if it is a healthy vibrating cell. When the cell is compromised and has to generate a vibrational spin that is, in order to get that cell back to what it should be, inflammation happens in the body. So the red blood cells rush to that area to cause inflammation. When we have infection, that's when the white blood cells take into consideration. Bearing in mind that this is a general overview explanation that I'm giving you, every single human being is unique. There is no carbon copy, photocopied print that you can give to anyone because it's genetic makeup. My genetic makeup is not the same as your genetic makeup. What makes you tick, one man's meat is another man's poison. So we must always remember that, taking a holistic approach to any of the questions that I'm asked today. Please remember, I'm giving a broad spectrum answer to someone who is healthy. Okay? So I am personally not a doctor. I've studied extensively. I've studied ozone therapy extensively. I've studied with pathologists. But we are working on wellness. Okay, so let's have a look. An organ transplant clients cannot do ozone therapy. Okay, so again, each client is unique. I have heard of clients and I have seen testimonials of different cases where ozone has been used with that. So what I'm going to do, Joseph, that's a great one. Let's put that in the bucket for next week's conversation. Can a client who's had an organ transplant do ozone therapy? Can a client who has had a stent, heart pace, let's put those aside for next week. Okay, great. And let's see what else we have here. Let's see what other questions we've got coming up here. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so last week we made an announcement. We said that we were going to be doing workshops and focusing on workshops. The first workshop that we will be doing will be happening in the middle of March. We are going to start with the very, very basic air insufflation workshop, which we are going to charge 199 Rand for. For you to sign up for that particular training session, we'll probably do it on a Tuesday. Once this series, this 8 session series is finished, so that should take us to, because we're on session 2 today, so we'll be doing these sessions for the next 6 weeks. So mid-March, we will start with our first ear insufflation, showing you how to use the ear stethoscopes and how you would do your settings, how you would use your ozone generator, how you would use your oxygen tank, and we're going to start that in mid-March. So we'll start putting out the invitation that you would be interested in doing. Okay, let's see. All right, so then we've also got immune system questions here. How does ozone therapy affect your immune system? Okay, so let's have a look at the immune system. How does ozone therapy affect the immune system? Okay, so the immune system is made up of, basically we're looking at gut health. Your immune system will depend on what is happening in your gut. So if you have a healthy gut, your immune system will be in synchronicity. So what we want to do is we want to create a healthy cell. So let's have a look at a cell. Let's look at one cell in the body. So we have a look at a cell, and then let's imagine a pathogen or bacteria coming to eat that cell or penetrate that cell. Now, when you have a healthy cell, the exterior wall of that cell is strong. So when pathogens and bacteria try to penetrate that cell, they will not have any joy. They will be able to try and penetrate the cell, but there will be no joy in doing that because the cell is healthy and strong. The immune system is strong. So that's on a cellular level, how ozone therapy will protect you. You will have a strong cellular wall around your cells, so they will not be able to be penetrated by pathogens and bacteria. Okay, so that's one thing. gut health. Okay, so everything in the body that's happening, especially skin disorders. We've found immense research on eczema and skin like rashes, what they are caused from, leaky gut syndrome. So a good probiotic, remember, we're not just talking about ozone therapy. Ozone therapy is amazing, but it's not the only thing you need to do. You need to understand that you have to do ozone in conjunction with a healthy, balanced diet. You cannot be deficient on your hydration. Hydration is the key to a healthy body. You have to make sure that your hydration levels are good. You're on a good a good probiotic, and then the microbiome in the body is strong. Okay, so the microbiome sits in the ears, the nose, the mouth, the vagina, the anus, any part of the body that is an opening. That is where your microbiome sits. Okay, interestingly enough, your eyes are these two massive holes that are huge attractors of infections and things in your ears as well. So with masks, we just cover our mouth, but there's these other orifices as well that are all around our body that are carrying microbiome that can let pathogens and bacteria into our body. So critically important, not just to practice your ozone therapy, especially in today's world. We're living in a compromised world with the compromise of oxygen that we breathe that's deteriorating, overpopulation of the world. So we need to get oxygen into our bodies somehow. So with ozone therapy, remember, it creates red blood cells and helps with the transportation of oxygen. Oh, I love this, Beatrice. I love this question. How does ozone therapy help with depression? Okay, so now we're going to talk about the ozone therapy steam sauna, because that is my absolute best. It's what we practice. We focus on ozone steam saunas because it is really a great way to do ozone therapy. It is safe if you're on the well side of life. And how does it work? How does ozone therapy promote a healthy life, healthy and happy? Okay, so when you go into an ozone steam sauna, 20 minutes in an ozone steam sauna with moderate heat. Remember, guys, this is critically important for you to know that ozone only lasts under a temperature of 40 degrees Celsius. So when you're putting your clients into the ozone steam sauna, you want to make sure that the steam is not too hot. You want the steam to work as a catalyst, but not overpowering. Okay, so you're in the ozone steam sauna now. You are having the steam work through your body. The ozone is working through your body, and 20 minutes is equivalent to a 2-hour cardio session. Now, we all know when you do a cardio session, it produces serotonin in the body. When you have serotonin in the body, it creates happiness. So your serotonin and your melatonin. So your melatonin is what produces when you're sleeping. It's when you're tired and you fall asleep. It's that calmness, and it's melatonin that helps you get a good night's rest. Your serotonin is what gives you your energy, it gives you your mood, and that is why it is critical to have good night's sleeps so that you can have a good, fresh, awake day. You have to be getting a good night's rest. So yes, ozone therapy will definitely help with depression. I have been through it myself when I have experienced doing my ozone therapy regularly, when I have just felt this sense of just, wow, I just feel good. You know, you feel that feeling of just feeling good. It doesn't matter what's happening around you, what you're going through, your coping skills, your thinking, your thought processes. And you know, it's very true to life. If your thought processes are in order, something small is something small. But when your thought processes are not in order, something small can seem completely out of control and unmanageable. So for me, ozone therapy has really, really helped level my moods. You know, it's difficult. We're in Durban, the heat is, it's hot here, guys. It's super hot. And it's easy to get hot-tempered. So we do our ozone steam sauna. It keeps us nice and calm and keeps us nice and cool. So ozone really, really works well for depression. And I'm going to look as well, I'm going to also write this down for next week, for clinical studies done on ozone therapy and depression. Just to add that in there, I know we've got other questions, but just to add that in there with depression. Ozone therapy, and I'm going to talk about this more, is also really good for people struggling with addiction. Ozone therapy has been used in clinics around the world to pull toxins out of the body. So you've got someone coming into a rehabilitation center that's on a hardcore drug that they're completely addicted to. When you put them into the ozone steam sauna, it helps draw the toxins out of the body, which helps with the withdrawal symptoms. So Angelique, I know you're on here. Please can you make a note for next week? So we talk about organ transplants, and we're going to talk about addiction and how ozone therapy helps with addiction. Anti-aging, yes, anti-aging. Okay, so let's talk about anti-aging. How does ozone therapy help with anti-aging? How does it keep that youthful glow? How is it that it keeps your teeth white, your eyes white? It's because of the oxygen going to all the parts of your body. So it helps with circulation and oxygen. So a big one with also the steam. So the steam plumps up the skin. It adds the hydration. So hydrating the skin helps with the anti-aging, helps with the plump up effect. Okay, let's take it one step further. How does ozone therapy help with anti-aging? Okay, so let's ask ourselves this question. Those of you who are practicing ozone therapy in my franchise team, which all of you will be doing the before and after, how we have based our business on results. If any of you are watching and you're not part of the Oxylicious team and you'd like to know how we do this, we want to share our information with you. It's when you have something that's so precious and you open your hand and you share it and everyone gets to share it and appreciate it, it becomes more magical. When you have something that's working and you keep it a secret from everyone, it doesn't work as well as when you share it. So we're super excited to share the secrets that we have collected over the past 5 years that I've personally been working specifically with ozone therapy, and the past 22 years that I've been working in the wellness field. So we do the Tanita scanner readings, which helps you see exactly where you are in your wellness journey. Now, when we look at the metabolic age, so you can be 50 years old in your actual age, but your metabolic age can be 25. Now, how does ozone therapy bring down my metabolic age? Okay, so that is through the process of circulation, transporting of the red blood cells to the capillaries and arteries that are no longer receiving oxygen. Okay, so that is the huge benefit. It's an absolute ultimate benefit of ozone therapy is the anti-aging. Can someone on ARVs get into ozone therapy? Yes, absolutely. I'd like to also share more information. If you could, I've got your details on this group, so we will share more information about that with you. Absolutely, ozone therapy can be used. Depending how far along you are on your treatment program, we would never tell you to stop your current program, but we would add ozone to it. We would like to work with your doctor or someone that is advising you on your treatment so that we can make sure that we're working in alignment with them. Remember, ozone therapy is never to take away from what you are doing if you're working with a doctor and you're on a medical program. It's to add to it until the doctor can see the benefits and then change your program. So we're just adding to what you're already doing. Okay, let's have a look. I did see some other questions coming through. How many ozone steam saunas? Okay. How many sessions can you do a week? If you are using the medical ozone gas and you are using a protocol that has been put together by a professional ozone therapist, you can do the steam saunas up to twice a day, depending on what is wrong with you. If you are dealing with a severe wound that is heavily infected, that needs to be disinfected, and it's an acute practice that we are doing, acute execution of what we are doing, then we can do the ozone therapy up to twice a day. For people who are well and are doing a maintenance program, we suggest that you do your treatments 3 times a week. So that's what we would suggest for a healthy person that is doing ozone to maintain their health, to break down lactic acid buildup. So that's what we would suggest for a healthy person. Okay, all right, so we've got some really good value here today. I'm just having a look. Okay, so we'll keep the questions going for the next few minutes. If any of you have got some to ask, I have just added, I'm not sure who I've added. Okay, awesome. Okay, great. So let's have a look. Any other questions coming through? Please feel free to contact me on my inbox if you have any other questions, or if you are interested in practicing ozone therapy from your own practice. Maybe there are some other things that you would like to learn about ozone therapy. Hydration in the body. Okay, obviously with your ozone steam sauna. Pets. Okay, yes, you can do ozone therapy on pets. So yes, let's also put that in, and let's do a day. I think what we should do, so I have dedicated 30 minutes, between 30 minutes to an hour, depending how we go, for the next 8 weeks to ozone therapy, to this ozone therapy discussion. So I would like any of you that have any other questions to please put them through to the group. Okay, here we've got another one. Children with ADHD. Okay. All right. So generally with our practice, because we are working with wellness coaches, we do not put children under the age of 12 years old in the ozone steam sauna. Also doing ozone therapy on children, doing the air insufflation, that's quite easy. Or if the child is prepared to sit in the ozone steam sauna, then that's fine. Yes. So ozone therapy will promote. Okay, so ADHD is something that is also is borderline medical. So if the child is ADHD and they are on Ritalin, or if they are on medication for the ADHD, then you would need to consult the doctor and work with the doctor. Again, each scenario is unique. We have a 10-year-old girl that can come into the studio, quite well developed, doesn't look like she's 10 at all, she looks 16, fine. Her mom is saying, listen, my daughter's suffering from XYZ, I believe ozone therapy will help. Her symptoms of what she's suffering from, hormonal, maybe bad skin, she's 10 years old, she's a well-developed 10-year-old girl, we can help you. We can put her in the ozone steam sauna, but it just depends on the person, on the parents, on how they feel, what's happening in the person's body. If it's something serious that requires doctor's attention, then obviously we would always work within the parameters of our practice. We would never try and play God or try and do anything that's out your parameters of your practice. So you know how far you've studied, you know what you can and can't do, so you would work within the parameters of the practice. So that one, a very good question, brilliant question, but we would look at it individually, as how old is the child, where are they in this ADHD journey, how is it affecting them, and then also the diets. A lot of parents wake up in the morning, give their children a bowl of Kellogg's or a bowl of Cocoa Pops, and what's that? A bowl of Cocoa Pops? It's like giving your child a bowl of cocaine and sending them to school with the amount of sugar that's in that bowl, and you want to know why your child's ADHD. So there's a lot of things that we look at as wellness coaches. We take it straight back. Perfect. I love this. Okay, so that's perfect. I'd like to also be a part of the Ozone at Home franchise. Perfect. And be a part of setting up neighborhood pandemic response programs. That is amazing. And that's what we're all about. That is what we are all about. We want to create a community. That is why we are doing these live chats. We want to create a community of like-minded entrepreneurs that care about other people, that say, hey, you know what? I want to do something to make a difference. We've just come out of war, guys. We've literally just come out of one of the toughest times that I've experienced in my life. I never ever thought one day I was going to wake up and told I couldn't go outside without a mask. I never ever dreamed that I couldn't catch an airplane. This is what we've just been through, so we all need to come together and build as a community. We need to start these community projects. So good for you. I'm going to definitely get in touch with you, Joe, as soon as we are finished here. Amazing. Brilliant. Okay, guys, well, that's it for today. I do not want to spoil you too much with all my knowledge. I would much prefer you make contact with me on a personal note. Oxylicious team that you're on board, if you could please schedule a call. If you could put schedule a call in the chat. If any of you would like to schedule a call for more information, sign up, become one of our team members. sign up for one of our projects and let's get you guys started. So thank you so much for joining me today. It's not always easy to come alive at 5, especially when it's so hot and it's so exhausting and there's just so much going on. Thank you for committing this time. Thank you for being present with us. May you all be blessed and just keep continuing the good work. If you're doing ozone therapy, just keep going for it, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you.